Welcome in to the SMU-TV studios in Dallas for Press Pass. I'm Peter Warner.
And I'm Giovanna Scroggins, and we're here to bring you up to date on everything SMU athletics and more. Let's go.
SMU sported brand new black uniforms as they rolled through Houston at home on Saturday, beating them 77-63, bringing them to 5-4 on the season. Reminder, this is SMU football, not basketball. Them and Houston broke the FBS record for most combined points in a regulation football game. Tanner Mordecai returned as starter after being in concussion protocol and dominated the Cougar defense with 9 passing touchdowns and rushing one in on his own. Running back Tyler Ravine stepped up to the plate once again with 146 yards on 25 carries with a touchdown. Rashee Rice broke 1,000 yards receiving and had 2 touchdowns of his own on 9 receptions. As for the defense, well, they let up 63 points. And up next, the team heads to USF on Saturday for a 2:30 kickoff. The Bulls are 1-8 and just fired head coach Jeff Scott. Also, the Mustangs are 1 win away from bowl eligibility.
Tanner Mordecai's performance against Houston earned him the Walter Camp National Offensive Player of the Week award, along with taking home the Offensive Player of the Week for the conference. He is now the only player in FBS history to have 7 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in a half. The only other quarterback to lead his team to 8 total touchdowns in a half was Lamar Jackson at Louisville. Mordecai had a total of 9 passing touchdowns, which secured him the single season record, surpassing, drumroll please, himself. He previously set the records with 7 touchdowns in his first game as a Mustang in 2021 against ACU. We'll have to see what is in store this Saturday when they take on USF.
Today marks the beginning of the college basketball season. SMU-TV reporter Jordan Stallings is here to give us an update on the new look of the men's basketball team.
Thanks, Peter. Tonight, SMU men's basketball team tips off their season in Moody at 7:30 p.m. against Texas A&M Commerce. Tonight, Rob Lanier makes his debut as SMU basketball head coach alongside a nearly brand new roster of players. I sat down with Coach Lanier and senior transfer Samuel Williamson to talk about the upcoming season.
These seats are empty now, but soon they'll be filled with students cheering on SMU's basketball team. A team led by new head coach Rob Lanier.
When the opportunity arose, it was almost too good to be true.
After a very successful 3-year run as Georgia State's head coach, Coach Lanier plans to take SMU's program to the next level.
But I knew just enough about this and their commitment and desire to be great that I thought this was an opportunity to do something truly special. I really believe that.
Coach Lanier has already impressed this new team, including expected standout forward Samuel Williamson.
Him caring about his players, that's probably been the number one thing that stood out to me so far. Going out of his way to try to develop a relationship with players. Having a coach has your back, cares about you, and then in turn, we're going to run through a wall for that coach.
And hopefully run all the way to the NCAA tournament.
I think he can do that, especially because I've heard he's a great leader and communicator. He's definitely the right guy to take us to that next level.
SMU finished last season with a record of 24-9, but they were one of the first 4 teams out of the NCAA tournament, in part due to a weak strength of schedule. This year, scheduling is something that Coach Lanier plans to use to his team's advantage.
And it is an expectation here because we can schedule at a higher level. From a league standpoint, it's more competitive and deeper. So there may be more opportunities to play in the NCAA tournament without having to win the conference tournament, but we want to win that too. And then when you get to the tournament, the goal is to advance and try to win it.
With a clean slate and Coach Lanier leading the pack, Moody Magic can't come soon enough.
With a much different roster from last year, expect to see much change on the court, including returners like Zurich Phelps and Zach Nadal stepping into a bigger role or different roles than we have even seen before. Coach Lanier told us that he loves how each player has been very receptive to the individual possibilities they'll have on this team. In his message to the student body, he wants them to take ownership of the program, saying, "It's theirs," and he wants them to be proud of it in every way. Again, you can catch the team in their season opener tonight in Moody at 7:30 p.m. For SMU-TV, I'm Jordan Stallings. Back to you, Peter.
Thanks, Jordan. Women's basketball has just tipped off their season in Moody against Alabama State before the men take the court tonight. Toyle Wilson and company came in at number 3 in the conference preseason rankings.
And up next, we'll recap more fall sports on the Hilltop. Stay tuned.
Catching frisbees and building bonds. That's what the SMU Ultimate Frisbee Club is ultimately about.
COVID-19, the whole pandemic and everything really put a damper on some people, but with Ultimate Frisbee, it was kind of a light for people.
The co-ed club of over 30 members meets twice a week to practice for tournaments.
We went from losing most of our games to now we're actually a competitive team. So it's been a strugglesome journey, but it's been really rewarding because the team's grown a lot.
But to the team, the club is also about building community.
They can be a business student, engineering student, music student. It doesn't matter. We're all just on the team together, having fun and just meeting each other, hanging out.
For updates on the SMU Ultimate Frisbee Club, follow them on Instagram at SMU_Ultimate.
Welcome back to Press Pass. Giovanna, what's the update on the women's soccer team?
Well, Peter, the women's soccer team fell to Memphis in extra time in the American Conference Championship in Orlando. Memphis scored the game-winning goal in the 99th minute to take home the championship. This was SMU's first appearance in the conference championship since 2016. Unfortunately, the team was not selected for the NCAA tournament despite a 10-4-5 record.
The men took down 12th-ranked Tulsa 3-2 on senior night. New Hollander scored twice in his final regular season game at Washburn. Freshman Frederick Skilberg put one in the back of the net for his 7th goal of the year. They have a first-round bye in the conference tournament and will face either USF or Charlotte for the second round on Thursday.
Women's volleyball went 1-1 over the weekend. They lost to UCF 3-1 on Friday in Orlando. They bounced back on Sunday with a sweep of South Florida. The team continues conference play at home with ECU on Friday and then Temple on Sunday for their senior day.
Club soccer team officially started 2 years ago, and I think it's come a long way over the years. It's been gaining an interest each season. We had 65 girls out at tryouts this year, which is absolutely amazing, and I think it shows the interest in the club team here.
It's turned out to be more than I could imagine, so it's just as intense, but without the major commitment. Everyone kind of brings their own thing, so you're not just with a ton of serious athletes, you're with people who are more focused on their academics and stuff like that. And you get to kind of come together and just make new friends that are all ages and not just in your academic classes.
There's a few that just played all throughout high school and just didn't really know what to do with themselves. Once they made it to college, they needed some sort of soccer outlet. Used to be intramurals, but now we have one step up in play.
Hopefully there's a spot for you.
For more information, contact Tori Fitzgerald at vfitzgerald@smu.edu.
Welcome back. Giovanna, Saturday night had more than LSU winning over Bama and SMU's record-breaking numbers. Tell us more about the MLB World Series.
Yes, Peter. From trash to treasure, the Astros took home the World Series on Saturday night, beating the Phillies 4-1. Yordan Alvarez clinched the game with one of the farthest homers Houston has ever seen. Rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena was named MVP. This is their second World Series franchise in history. Their first came in 2017, a season the team was later found cheating throughout by illegally opposing team signs. So, Peter, do you think the Astros silenced the haters with their legitimate title win?
I mean, I'm personally one of them, so I don't like it. I mean, some people like to say once a cheater, always a cheater, right? And I think that applies here. I think the sting of that will always be there from that 2017 World Series. But I mean, Mattress Mac, good for him. He made his bank, and I'm still angry about it. But, you know, it's not my thing. But.
Right, $75 million payout. I mean, I don't know about a legitimate win, but that's some legit money. So
it is. Well, that's all we have for you Mustangs. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/SMU Television and follow us on Twitter at SMU-TV. If you have any story ideas, shoot us an email, smutv@smu.edu.
Thanks for watching this edition of Press Pass.
Tune in next week for more sports coverage from the Hilltop. Until then, have a great week and pony up.